Girls. Today I will discuss the last topic of digital communication in Unit 3, that is Manchester Code. Before this, I would like to tell you one more note point. You have a concept called NRZ before Walsh codes in your syllabus. Now, in Walsh codes, I have covered almost all the points, and once if you observe the theory or notes of line codes, then you will see the differences, the different types of line codes are bipolar, unipolar, signaling. In that you can see NRZ and RZ. So under NRZ, you take down the notes for line codes, but you only write about NRZs, not RZs. That will cover NRZ coding. If did you understand? If you want to prepare the notes for NRZ coding, open line codes, and in the types of line codes you have unipolar NRZ, bipolar NRZ, and one more. You cover only these three other than the remaining three. Wherever you see the type as bipolar NRZ, unipolar NRZ, that concept only you cover along with advantages and disadvantages and also the figures. That will continue. That will complete NRZ coding. So last leftover topic is Manchester code. Today we will see what is Manchester code. Before Manchester code, I have to tell you about two important points. One is related to BPI tapes, and another one is related to IBM 6250 BPI tapes. Now BPI tapes means in early olden days when computers are working based on vacuum tubes. In those days, these magnetic tapes were used to store information, and that information is stored as bits per inch. In that particular magnetic tape, how we can store the data in form of bits per inch. So BPI stands for bits per inch, and 1600 BPI is a type of magnetic recording which is used to store data. Now IBM has introduced series of magnetic tapes. In that, popularly used one is 6250 BPI. That means it can store 6250 bits per inch in that particular magnetic tape. Okay, BPI and magnetic tape 1600 and 6250. Both are types of magnetic tapes, but 6250 has been developed by IBM. Okay, in telecommunication and data storage, Manchester code, which is also known as phase encoding, is a line code in which encoding of each data bit is either low then high or vice versa for equal time limit. It is a self-clocking signal when no DC component is applied. As a result, electrical connections using a Manchester code are easily isolated, galvanically isolated. Now, Manchester code derives its name from its development at the University of Manchester. Since it was developed in that university, it is named as Manchester code, where the coding was used to store data on the magnetic drum of Manchester Mark I computer. It's just the name. It is just a name. Manchester code is widely used for magnetic recording on 1600 bpi bits per inch computer tapes before the introduction of 6250 bpi tapes, which is more efficiently used group coded recording. What he is telling, before 6250 was developed, 1600 bpi was used to store it. That means earlier it was only 1600 bits per inch, but after IBM has developed, it has increased or it has raised to 6250 bits. Manchester code was used in early Ethernet physical layer. You know all the 5 different layers. I think you have studied it in computers. It was used early. It was used in early Ethernet physical layer standards and is still used in custom consumer IR protocols, infrared protocols, RFID, radio frequency identification, and near field communication. Manchester coding is a special case of BPSK. You know what is PSK and you know what is BPSK, I have explained, where the data controls the phase of a square wave carrier whose frequency is the data rate. Manchester code ensures frequent line voltage transitions which are directly proportional to clocks with the help of clock recovery. The DC component of the encoded signal is not dependent on data and therefore carries no information. If it is carrying the data, that means it has some information with it. If it is not carrying, if it is not dependent on data, it has no information and therefore it is of no use. Therefore, connections may be inductively or capacitively coupled, allowing the signal to be conveyed conveniently by isolated medium called Ethernet. Example is Ethernet using a network isolator. A simple one-to-one isolation transformer cannot convey a DC component method through either inductive or capacitive coupling. Okay. Now, this first paragraph is optional. Encoding and decoding. Manchester code always has a transition at the middle of each bit period and may have a transition at the start of the period also. The direction of mid-bit transition indicates the data. Transitions at the period boundaries do not carry information, as we told earlier. There exists only to place the signal in correct stage to allow mid-bit transition. Conventions for representation of data. There are two opposing conventions for this. The first of these was first published by Thomas in 1949 and is followed by numerous authors. It specifies that for a 0 bit, the signal level will be low-high, with a low level in the first half of a bit period and a high level in the second half, like one complete cycle. For a 1 bit, the signal levels will be high-low. The second convention is followed by numerous authors. That is, if a Manchester encoding signal is inverted in communication, it is transformed from one convention to the other. This ambiguity can be overcome by using differential Manchester encoding. What is decoding? The existence of guaranteed transitions allows the signal to be self-locking and also allows the receiver to align correctly. The receiver can identify if it is misaligned by half a bit period, as there will be no longer always be a transition during each bit. The price of these benefits is a doubling of bandwidth requirement compared to simpler NRZ coding schemes. This part is also optional, but this part you have to write. Encoding conventions are according to the original data and XOR operation. Each bit is transferred in a fixed time. 0 is expressed by a low to high transition and 1 is expressed by high to low transition. The transitions which signify 0 or 1 occurring at a midpoint of a period. The transition at the start of the period are overhead and don't signify the data. If you observe the encoding part, what he's considering, the data is only in two cases, either 0 or 1. If you XOR this 0 or 1 with the clocks, that is high clock and low clock, the results are like this. The results in the Manchester value exactly represents the XOR operation. That's why he is representing the block which is used as XOR operation. Manchester coding is actually not so important. Just you have a reading, give a read and find out the important points which are enough for 4-mark answer. Okay. By this, I think I have completed my syllabus in data communication also. That is unit 1, 2 and 3. Please be prepared with whatever topics I have mentioned in the WhatsApp group for online test 3, which is scheduled on 19th April 2020. Please look after the requirements before you take up the exam, and as soon as you receive a notification like username and password, the last unit, that is 4th unit, that depends on case studies. What I will do is, after 19th or by 19th, I will study all the 5 case reports which you have sent me. Meanwhile, you be careful, that you be cautious, that you are available, you have the material for all the remaining 5 cases, excluding yours. I already told you, everybody should have the notes or the report containing all the 5 topics. Now I will read all the topics which you have submitted me. From that only I will frame the multiple choice questions for unit 4 online test. So finish off fast, be prepared, be alert. All the best, girls. Thank you.